I want to do a fun activity, which is there's big new research coming out on does personality affect your career choices. In January, I'm going to be talking about career transitions. I'm going to be talking about transformation. This is a little bit of a sneak peek into that I think we often kind of guess at our ideal career. So this is a different way to think about how you could pick your career choices without guessing. So this is a huge new study that was done with 263 occupations. Okay, this is a lot of different jobs. And what they found is that there are better personality traits for different careers. Like you are set up for success if you pick a career based on your personality traits. And so I thought we would play a little game where I'd have you guess what careers are best for each area. This is also a secret way to review the personality traits. Okay, here we go. And by the way, thank you for your beautiful comments. April, I love your social goals, and work-wise, thank you. I'm trying to prepare goals for social events, not just work events. We got to do both. Okay, neuroticism as a review. Neuroticism is how you approach worry. If you are high in the neuroticism scale, you tend to worry by default. You think of worry as an investment in failure prevention. If you are high in the neurotic scale, you have more mood swings, and you tend to feel very affected by bad things. A bad email ruins your day. Almost get into a little fender bender, ruins your week. Right? Those external things affect your internal state. Low neurotics have really stable moods. Nothing seems to bother them. They say things like, don't worry about it, or it'll all be fine. They tend to think of worry as a waste of time. So the question is, just think to yourself, are you high or low or medium? Higher, low, or medium? And here's my next question. I would like you to guess, what careers are best served for high neurotics? Can anyone guess? Janet said doctor, scientist, inventor, changemaker, entrepreneur. Angie said air traffic controller. I love it. My mom said lawyers. Hi, Mom. My mom is a lawyer, and she's high neurotic. Love you, Mom. Are you ready for the answer? So this is based on the research, which is visual artists are best served by being neurotic. I found this sort of surprising. Graphic and multimedia designers, musicians, singers, and composers. They think the authors think that actually being in these more creative careers, you are better served by your big mood changes because that inspires your creative work. So actually having all these mood changes, you get into the mood to create something or try a new song or pour your heart out. Actually, the less neurotic you are, the less easy it is for you to create interesting work. By the way, this is also a great way to pick your hobbies. So if you're high or low neurotic, this is a great way to think about those hobbies. Low, health services managers. Yes, we want our health services managers to be low worriers, finance managers, and info. So tech services managers. We want them to be not worriers to get us through a crisis. I thought that was so good. A little note here is John Fogel at Whole Parent. He teaches brain-based parenting hacks. I love following him. I also just read and reviewed his book for him. He's a lovely guy. I just listened to one of his webinars, and he brought up an interesting scientific fact, and I couldn't find the research experiment, but I'm taking his word for it, which is when we hear no over and over again, it actually activates a fear-based part of our amygdala. And I share this because if you're in a career where you hear no a lot, it actually makes you more fear-based. If you're in a career where you don't hear no a lot, that's also going to affect your moods. So you have to think about, I think a good way to think about careers is, am I okay hearing no a lot? Like, is that an okay thing for me to hear? Kind of a different way to think, because it does affect you. And he shared this from a parenting perspective, which is if you're saying no to your child over and over and over again, it actually puts them in a high anxiety state, which makes them behave worse. I thought it was just an interesting way of thinking about parenting, but I wanted to apply it to the career approach. Okay, what are the best career for high extroverts? Any guesses? Best careers for high extroversions. You love people. You love socializing. By the way, I'm going to have us guess all the highs. I think that's always easier. Politician, sales, flight attendant, server. April said coaching. I like it. So high, advertising and PR, sales and marketing. Those of you who got sales, wonderful job. HR managers, right? They love dealing with people. Low, so my introverts, software developers, electrical and electronic equipment assemblers. That was a very specific career. And lab techs and assistants. Okay, so how you deal with people is a great way to think about your career choices. Openness, how you approach new ideas. What kind of careers do you think are best for high open folks? High open folks. They love new ideas. They love brainstorming. They love trying new things. They actually get more dopamine when they try new things. Angie said educator or coach. High openness. Again, visual artists. Now, this one really surprised me. Psychologists, high in openness. The happiest and most successful psychologists typically rank high on the openness scale. I was wondering if that's because they meet new people every day or they see people all day long. So, like, they're getting a dopamine hit just by hearing about their patients' or clients' situations. And then university and higher education teachers. Marcia, you're a higher education teacher. Are you high in openness? I wonder if that's true for you. Low, plant operators, car, taxi, and van drivers, and manufacturing laborers. Agreeableness, the trickiest one of all the personality traits. This is, do you default to yes or do you default to no? Folks who are high in agreeableness love teamwork, they love collaboration, and they tend to say, sure, whatever you think. They're very agreeable when it comes to questions. My low agreeable people, these are people who default to no. They're like, I don't think so. That won't work for me. That won't work here. They typically are my dream killers. Those are my low agreeable people. They tend to like to work alone and they are skeptical and they Google fact check everything you say. Those are my low agreeable people. High agreeable people, also psychologists. Oh, this is really surprising. Audiologists, speech therapists, and software developers. I was pretty shocked by that. I thought software developers would be on the low end, but low agreeableness entrepreneurs. My skeptics. I think this is because this makes sense to me. If you are low agreeableness, you don't want a boss. If you're low in agreeableness, you don't want a team. You're like, I'm going to be a solopreneur and work with no one because I am right. I think that's how low agreeable people tend to think. So that one didn't surprise me. Real estate agents, property managers, sales and marketing managers. Okay, last one. Conscientiousness is how you approach organization. What do you think is the best career for high conscientiousness? The most organized people. Don't say professional organizer. I don't think that was on the choices. It could have been. Harvey said CEO, accountants, doctors. Yeah. High conscientiousness, construction managers, finance managers, and correct health professionals, doctors. So accountants, doctors, you were so right. Low is visual artists, so people who are not organized, visual artists, designers, and editors. I thought was kind of interesting. So I share these because as we begin to think about career transitions and goals and pivots, you might want to think about your goals in relation to your personality, setting yourself up for success. So where are you wired? What careers are best served by your wiring? That's a different way to think about it. So please rewatch this and pause it on your traits. You're also welcome to go play in the database. So the database is super fun. It is open to the public. You can go play around with all these jobs and personality traits. It's super interesting. So you could put in your career and see where it falls on the scale.
Do you want even more tips on communicating with confidence? One of the fastest ways to achieve more success and more respect is to level up your people skills. If you want to master communication and increase your charisma, check out People School. This program comes with 12 in-depth video modules designed to radically change your interactions, communication, and confidence. You'll start applying each principle to your life immediately. I'll share my social blueprints, conversation frameworks, and fascinating science-based insights, everything you need to finally understand the unwritten rules of behavior. Ask questions and get personal answers and feedback after every module. Join me for our live monthly workshops where I deliver exclusive new teaching only to People School students. I'll show you exactly what to do to be more influential and impactful in every conversation and situation. Thousands of students have joined People School and achieved their goals. Here's what just a few of our students shared about their experiences in People School. I got the promotion I was looking for. Thanks to the People School team for helping me along the way. What a ride. I have to say that I wish I was in People School way earlier in life. Wow. So much to absorb and can't wait to do it again and again. Since People School, I have never had such engaging and fun interviews in my life. Last Friday, I accepted a senior position with an increase in my total package of $100,000. People School has provided me with an exceptional amount of value and knowledge. I feel that there is so much to offer from this program. I'll be going through the lessons again. Thank you, Vanessa. One of my biggest regrets is I wish I had enrolled in People School years before now. The best part is People School never expires. We constantly add new bonus modules based on student requests. Want a raise or raise your rates? Check out our How to Get a Raise formula. Need new friends in a new city? Check out our How to Find Your People bonus. There are more than 35 hours of material waiting for you in People School. If you want to level up your career, your relationships, and your conversations, I would love for you to consider People School. I read every single one of your comments and can't wait to meet you in our next live workshop. Thanks so much for watching until the end. I'll see you in our next video.